Don't forget the hashtag, guys. Again, this is to start off Season 12 with powerhouse teams, Echo and Blacklist International. You see the lineups here one last time. And this is a great way, great lineups here to start us off as we jump in to the Land of Dawn.
There we go. So we are going to see definitely a very aggressive movement here coming in from Blacklist with Edward and Haji just looking for picks right off the bat. That's not even with their level 2s yet. So, yeah. And JP, I love the addition of Daddy JP. And we got to call him Daddy because he's a big daddy of Echo right now. Just to add that, safety for Echo, especially in these early parts of the game.
You know, I love that too, because looking at these basically tier 1 to tier 3 emblems there, one thing that I will say is both teams have this kind of mechanic. Like, when you have a Franco running the focusing mark, right, you land a hook, it's almost, early on, especially with the burst, it's almost an automatic kill. On the other side, when you have Renegade using the Divine Judgment on this, it's almost the same concept, and it can actually work out really well.
They have a, an ensured tech-off, I would say, for both sides. And I do want to talk about the emblem setups for the gold laners. Oheb with the tenacity, making sure that he is able to sustain some form of the poke damage coming out from the Bruno, because he has he has the better range, but there is a factor of closing the gap here for the Bruno to be able to harass the Clint. With Sensui, poke battle coming out from both junglers.
Yeah, this is pre-level 3, pre-level 4 rather, team fights happening right now. Carl Peasy and Sensui obviously ready to go right at it. First solo game, you can't really ignore this anymore like we did before in previous seasons. It really gives out so much reward for the team who gets it. That is a beautiful zone out there for Stanford. Renjay just can't make a move right now. Great hook from Daddy JP right there. Good damage coming in. And that's going to be first blood by Carl Teasy on the Martis. Make that 2. Starting off strong, it's going to be Echo.
Great. Gets actually 2 kills. First blood and the double. Hold on.
There you go. More aggression here, again answered really quickly by Black.
Little overextension, but Echo recognizing the fact that Renegade was not level 4 yet. They did not have the Divine Judgment. And the benefit of having a Franco is you do not need to wait for level 4.
Yeah.
You just press hook. If it lands, we go on heroes. And Echo, they were poised to take out enemy heroes on the side of Blacklist International, while Blacklist was trying to wait for the level 4 of the Kaja.
Love it, right? And at the same time, what I was going to say before we saw the response from Blacklist International is the fact that Carl Teasy got that double. He's going to actually snowball and scale really well in this Martis alone, right? So that is already a threat jungle-wise, and you can see them playing around with that little gold lead they have. And at the same time, right, you're expecting Echo to continue to build up momentum utilizing the Franco here, right? And this is a fact, ladies and gentlemen, a milestone. This is the 1,711th game, as our first ever game was back in May 12, 2018.
Holy we cast it.
Yeah, that's
you guys.
Amazing. So right now, obviously, while all that's happening, Blacklist has been doing some work of their own. It's only the 1 for 1, though. That seems to be a 1 for 2 instead. Carl Teasy with another double kill.
He's literally on a killing spree.
Yeah, literally 4-0, already dominating the early game with 4 kills. And the fact of the matter is, he has higher XP now versus Sensui, and the trade was worth it because Haji was taken out, and the only thing that they lost was JP. Roam for support, you take that any day.
Okay, as we take a look at how they're going with the items here, hold on.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Benny Cutie just throwing out those balls non-stop right now. Sensui has to take shelter on the turret, deterring Echo from the attack.
Dude, you saw the flicker coming out from Oheb. He knew that he had enough damage. Unfortunately, when he flickered, Bruno was a little out of range because he could have taken him out. That was the tenacity coming to work here for the Clint. Fortunately, again, the range was not there. But again, Echo is just establishing dominance here. I really like the fact that Carl Teasy went with the Molten Essence first, making sure that he has enough HP, higher HP in the burn when he closes the gap versus Blacklist International. Now he also has Fury Hammer, which adds to the fact that he adds more damage because of physical penetration. Adds to the fact that there's also a focusing mark, again, the thing that we talked about earlier, adds 6% more damage. So Echo is piling up on damage in the early game.
Okay, so as we're at this point now, you've got 2 turtles taken care of. It's in the hands of Echo. They're clearly snowballing right now in this part of the game. Blacklist International, on the other hand, like where is their saving grace here to transition into that mid-game better?
I mean, it's all about pickups, man.
Yeah. seems to be so reliant on pickoffs, and that's probably the reason why Haji has been really determined to go with whoever has the highest damage at the specific point of the game.
Yeah.
Be it the Joy or be it right now seems to be Oheb.
Am I seeing it right? Is it a rush blade armor from Sensui? That was a blade armor coming up from Baksha. Yeah. So it is an okay item, I guess, because there's a lot of physical damage
look
coming
at
out from
that.
Echo. Oh, though.
Flicker and the Bloody Hunt just secures that kill, especially alongside Carl Teasy, who is really over-leveled right now. There it goes. Rough waves just for the escape. That's going to be Blacklist. Just look at their wounds on that one. They lost the turret and the kill.
So, you know, that's what we're seeing, right? Just pace continuing to be set by Echo. They continue to just punish where they can, especially in these parts of the lane. Look at that. I mean, they're forcing Blacklist International back here past that tier 1. They have nowhere to go.
They're nesting themselves under these towers, and Sensui just falling once more to the hooks.
So if you ever wonder why Bruno is viable now in the meta, how you are able to play with the Bruno, get a small advantage on gold lane. Make sure your teammates just try and get some pickoffs near your tower. Get the tower, get out of the lane, go to mid lane, take the tower, and suddenly you find yourselves up by 6k gold.
Yeah, I love that too, because if I remember right, his first item locked in was Haas Claws, right?
Yeah.
He went that way, then he went Berserker's Fury. So at this point, like, he's already got plenty of damage, especially the way that Bruno just kind of works with his kit here. So now, third turtle for the taking. Echo clearly should be able to grab this, no problem, right? Also, a little trivia here. 7 players who are playing right now have already been recognized as MVP. Haji, Oheb, Edward, Carl Teasy, Benny Cutie.
Sanford, yeah.
Sanford. There you go. That's the next turtle. Clean sweep here for Echo in the turtle department. They're looking to make a
the
play.
momentum.
Oh man, I don't even think even Sensui can sustain this kind of damage coming in right now from Echo. It's a 5-man rotation on top side, and it's only going to be answered on the bottom side with 1 turret as well.
Yeah, again, Bruno. Bruno thinks, you know,
Bruno
Destroys
he doesn't even
turrets.
have any kills. He's
this
just,
is ultimate bonding Echo.
hey, he's taking them worldwide.
Literally, you know? He's been able to do that in front of other countries. Now he's doing it in front of the MC World Champions.
And the continued onslaught right now, really. I mean, 6,000 gold here in the first game between Echo and Blacklist International. You are wondering exactly when will Blacklist International step up here to get a pick off. And I think they just need more time, too, or even for Haji, right?
Yeah.
On this Kadita pick, he really hasn't been able to find a pick off with Renegade.
Oh, speaking of pickoffs, that might be it, but Carl G is able to just out-sustain there.
Wow.
Edward just not having enough sustain to sustain that backline. I can sustain so many times. And I believe that in these points of the game, it's just, if you can't destroy or if you can't take down a Martis with all of your ults thrown out, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of get you. You know, the reason why you said sustain so many times is Echo really just sustained.
How did they sustain that long?
The damage out with Blacklist International, and you saw you saw how Echo positions themselves, right? Like the frontliners, they're not afraid to cross the boundaries of what Echo can go for. Like Sanford, Carl Teasy, always on the front line, making sure that there's enough space for Benecutie to work with.
Yeah.
He was like literally 10 miles away from Echo. And when Blacklist International committed with Renegade and Haji, that was the go signal for Benecutie. Okay, guys, so I'll start hitting them.
My biggest thing here, too, is obviously Oheb needs a little bit more time. He's got 2 pretty much items that he needs, right? Endless Battle, Berserker's Fury, but still what you're seeing, like you guys mentioned, is these initiations, they're dragged out so long just because I think it is, again, Echo is so far ahead in terms of itemization, right?
Yeah.
So,
Especially Carl Teasy.
yeah, especially, and that started on a double kill in the early game, and we knew that was kind of going to snowball out of control, and he continued to get kills until where he is today, or at this point, 6-0-1, grabs him the Lord as well.
And I kind of like what Echo is doing right now to be, behind the lines, because what you just need to do here is slowly take out the towers, build up the gold momentum, and, you know, suddenly you find yourselves, again, up by so much gold, and Blacklist International, they just lack damage.
Yeah, the funny thing is Carl Teasy doesn't even need to build damage. He's just got so much damage because of his level advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? The base stats of his skills are just...
just like
blasting through Blacklist.
Decimate is scary, you know,
yeah,
especially like
for
that's all he has to do. Like he has to just sustain a lot of damage, be that front guy, and then decimate when he wants to, right? And as they put the pressure here on the top side of the base,
Oh
there's a
no.
bolt.
They find him. They find one. That's Sanford going down. 4v5 right now, and the defense is happening right now for Blacklist. At least they're going to have enough to at least clear these waves. But look, the damage is still there. The turret's going to fall.
That is
Still putting
definitely
the pressure.
one frontliner down for Echo. But I do feel like that was not the target that you wanted for Blacklist International. Valentina could have been more appropriate for them to catch. But you catching the Paquito does not stop Echo from what they want to do.
Yeah, that's you know, even if you get one at this point, it is a step, I would say, in the right direction, but you need a lot of steps, man. You almost are to the point where you need to make leaps and bounds, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about, what, 9,000 gold difference nearly here. Now, what would be great for Blacklist International is if they find a pick-off before the next Lord, maybe two. Maybe they can find two. Allow Oheb to get the items he needs, and then you see some interaction between those team fights or those objective fights happen for them. But, you know, before we even got to this game, Midnight, you were saying, you know, how do you even get past this wall into basically High Noon Town? Because, you know, you have a great front line for Blacklist International, and so far, Echo's completely solved that.
One thing that they need to also solve is the mobility coming out from Echo. Hold that. No.
Here it is.
Oh,
JP?
this could be it. JP, that point and click bloody hunt. Not even Edward's Joy can sustain that one. Sure.
Okay, a lot of problems are happening now for Blacklist International. Number one, they're not the ones starting the skirmishes in the team fights. Number two, they cannot literally find Benecuti. Number three, they lack the damage against the frontliners of Echo, and add salt to the injury because Benecuti just picked up the Rose Gold Meteor.
Yeah, that's and like I said, it's funny because Benecuti necessarily doesn't have any kills, and he doesn't have any deaths, right? But the damage that he's actually able to put out is great, not to mention utilizing the ultimate there. But so far, it's just the damage from Sanford. Sanji's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much bases to cover here if you're Blacklist International that it's really, you're just kind of catching your breath in a lot of these team fights, a lot of these skirmishes, and you have nothing that you can really do except respond to getting flickered on by JP.
One thing's for sure, you're seeing the reason why Franco really is getting picked up by, especially by teams like Echo, who are very aggressive.
Yeah.
It rewards aggressiveness,
Oh,
right?
Renegade.
Non-stop.
That's a dead bird. That's a dead bird.
That's a dead bird.
That's a dead bird.
Renegade, you gotta make a run for it, man.
He's still going.
He's hunting.
He can
It's hunting
steal.
season. It's open hunting season right now for the
No.
bird named Kaja. As Echo, they're looking for it. They know the TP's happening. Sanford's gonna find him. Will he? No! No! Wrong bush! It's the wrong bush.
The bird lives
The bird lives.
to fly another day.
Renegade, man, always does not fail to deliver. Like, he makes impossible situations possible.
I gotta
I don't
say,
know how.
The hitman knows how to avoid when he's the one who has a hit on him.
That's true. As great as that was,
It's
they're still 10K behind.
small thing. It's a small thing. It's
Yeah,
funny,
small
but
things,
you know.
man, they do add up. They do add up.
Small things. I said they got to take leaps and bounds.
Oh, beautiful hook right now. Not against Tensui. Are you going to be tanky enough to last on this long? I don't think so. But the Lord hammering on their base right now. It's not going to be a priority here. The priority for Blacklist, just stay alive, man. Stay alive. Sanford with a combo going to get pulled in, but that's the secondary objective. The objective for Echo, take that base for game number 1.